You're watching Nevada Business Chronicles. Take a journey with us to see the innovative businesses that put Nevada on the business map. Connecting you with the businesses, events, and organizations that bring innovation and prosperity to the Nevada area, please welcome your host, Mitch Burney.
This is Brad Perry, Chairman and Director of the Red, White, and Tahoe Blue, which is Incline Village's annual celebration of our nation's independence, July 1st through 4th, a 4 full-day extravaganza of fun and festivities. And today we're at the Hyatt Regency Resort Spa and Casino, which is located right next to this event.
Yeah. The Hyatt Regency is not only directly next to our event, but they're also our longest and core sponsor since the inception of this event 11 years ago. And they're also just really great people, great service. It's a beautiful property, and there's no better place to just stay and play and enjoy the holiday weekend here in Lake Tahoe.
One of the greatest parts about the Red, White, and Tahoe Blue is what it does for the local community.
That's right. We are committed every year to supporting as many local nonprofits as we can, and this is the site where we will have our 3 signature events. There are only ticketed events. Everything else is free to the community. But here at this spot, we're going to do our Veterans Pancake Breakfast. The air is just filled with the smell of warm pancakes, and it's just a wonderful thing. And again, 100% of the proceeds from that event go to our local Vets Club. So a great nonprofit organization that supports the veterans in the Incline Village, Crystal Bay area. The other 2 events in the space also support nonprofits. Beer and Brats is 100% a fundraiser for Incline Tahoe Foundation, which does a lot of things around this community. And then our Wine and Cheese, of course, is our signature event, which people love. You can come out and sample wines from the region, from Napa. This year there'll be a full meal involved with that as well. So a real value, and again, you're supporting nonprofits.
Right now we're looking at a park.
Yes.
July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. This is going to be filled with events and things to do.
Well, yeah. Every square inch of this space gets used to set up our main event of Red, White, and Tahoe Blue, which is our community fair. And if you can just imagine a 50-foot stage with live entertainment, beer gardens, food vendors, all of our nonprofit booths, kids games, rock climbing wall, bouncy house, just every inch of it is just filled with fun.
And the fireworks are going to go off on the lake on a barge.
Right.
And if you're standing here looking at the stage, the fireworks are going to go off right behind you.
Right behind the stage, yeah. And so you can actually, just come down to the green here with a low back chair and a bottle of wine and just sit and enjoy the fireworks. Or on other nights, we have a orchestra concert. You can see the Toccata Tahoe Symphony Orchestra and just sit and enjoy that with your family for free. So.
In this beautiful venue, but not just fireworks with music, synchronized to the music.
That's right.
An epic show.
For the fireworks itself, we have the Marine Band of San Diego is coming up, a 45-piece ceremonial dress military band choreographed with the fireworks. So if you can picture Stars and Stripes Forever going off right as the fireworks are going off with it. It's a real special event.
And we have events here in the park, and then across the street, there's going to be more activities going on. So let's go over there and tell them what's going to be happening there.
Great.
Couldn't possibly be a more spectacular place to have a 4th of July celebration than right here in Incline Village on the shores of Lake Tahoe. This is going to be epic.
Absolutely. Last year we were ranked 9th best fireworks in the nation by USA Travel, and we've been ranked as high as 6th. And it's just an incredible spot to watch the fireworks. It's got to be the most beautiful lake in the entire country, and to have a 4th of July celebration here, it's really something special. We also do a PJ pararescue demonstration. Right behind me, they fly in a Black Hawk helicopter and drop and do an actual rescue right in front of all the people on the beach.
One of the best parts of this event, it's absolutely free.
Right.
Excluding the events that are for fundraising purposes.
Right.
We're at the Incline Village Crystal Bay Visitor Center. They can get tickets here this year.
They can, yeah. We're really excited this year that we're using a local ticketing platform. The Incline Village Crystal Bay Visitors Bureau now has a ticketing platform, and you can get your tickets in person just by visiting here and talking to the nice friendly folks. You can call 1-800-GO-TAHOE. or you can visit gotahoenorth.com and then search for activity tickets on the website.
They're more than just a ticket outlet. They're a core sponsor of this Red, White, and Tahoe Blue.
Yes, we're very fortunate that when you partner with the local business associations or with the Visitors Bureau, in this case, they're a division of the whole North Tahoe Chamber. They have a co-op with them. So across the board, they help this event happen. They help it be successful.
On the behalf of the entire community, we want to thank them for that support.
Absolutely.
Helping bring this incredible event to Northern Nevada. Back at the Hyatt Regency in Incline Village, standing on the deck at one of the most incredible restaurants, the Lone Eagle Grill. Spectacular food, spectacular view, incredible place to stay for the Red, White, and Tahoe Blue. But
yes,
word of caution, rooms are limited. I wouldn't delay for a moment booking your room now at laketahoe.hyatt.com. And don't forget, July 1st through July 4th to come down to Incline Village for the Red, White, and Tahoe Blue. It's 11th season. Brad Perry, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more information on this guest or to see this show in its entirety, visit nvbusinesschronicles.com. While you're there, you can watch all of our past shows on the Chronicles page and stay connected with us by following us on our social media. Now more from Nevada Business Chronicles.
This is Kelly and Brian and Charlie and Kurt. An extraordinary story, one that makes me so proud to live in Nevada. Extraordinary human beings that adopted these two young men so they wouldn't be separated at birth. Wait to hear their story.
When we met, it was in '07. We both had just gotten out of marriages, and I had two children, Gunnar and Harley. They were 14 and 15, and Brian had two from his previous marriage.
At that time they were 5 and
Madison was turning 2.
2. And then they actually went really quick between us. We were married and together within
a year,
and I adopted her 2 kids. Their dad didn't want anything to do with them.
And then we got married and decided we wanted to have kids together to add to our already happy family, and so we started the adoption process, which took a very long time.
Yeah, it took about a year just to do the beginning paperwork, and then from there it was about another year.
Yep. To get the
phone call.
We actually got the phone call 2 days before our second oldest son was getting married, that they had newborn twins, and they knew we only went into it wanting one, but they were going to separate them, and we weren't going to let that happen. So we took them both.
We knew that the mother was drugs and alcohol, was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and we didn't really know at the time what was going to come from the medical side of it and what problems they were going to have. But it was one of my best days, was getting them. I wouldn't change it for anything.
No. Walking in the hospital room, and the nurses looked at everybody and went, "Oh, look, your mommy and daddy are here." And we just knew immediately that those were our boys. And we knew there were going to be issues. We just didn't know to what extent. But even if we had, it wouldn't have changed anything. They were ours, and that was that.
We spent a month with them in the NICU. They were going through their withdrawals and stuff from the methamphetamines and stuff, and
feeding tubes.
They feeding tubes in them, and
heart monitors.
I wouldn't have changed any of it. That month was one of the greatest months. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
Then we got to go home. That's when the wild rides really started, is when we got to go home. Because then we really started all their therapies and going back and forth to UCSF and doctor's appointments and specialists. And as they got older is when we realized that we were looking at more and more issues, and our road was going to be long and hard.
It started hectic. We were driving 3 hours at a time to take them to UCSF, and we were doing that probably 3-4 times a month, if not more.
We went almost 2 weeks, and I'm not kidding when I say we went almost 2 weeks with no sleep because their little bodies couldn't rest, and so they wouldn't sleep. And if they didn't sleep, Mommy and Daddy didn't sleep. Yeah, because of all the methamphetamines and things that she had done. But then our adoption went through. Our adoption day, our forever family day, is March 12th. And then we decided to move to Reno to be closer to my mom and my grandma. And Brian's mom and dad moved with us. And since we've been here, the boys have gotten an unbelievable amount of care from their different doctors to the early interventions to different organizations that have helped us along the way. And this is actually, Reno is actually where we have found out all of their medical needs, and the list is long. So
we found out so much more since we got here.
To name a few, they're both autistic. They both have cortical visual impairment. They both have global developmental delays, severe processing disorder, horrible feeding issues. We just found out actually on their birthday that they have to have feeding tubes. They have agenesis of the corpus callosum. They cannot diagnose them yet with fetal alcohol syndrome until they're 7, but there's a good chance that they have some form of that. They are at risk for aspirating on fluids and food, and they're strong little boys.
Yeah.
They've been through a lot in their short little 3 years, but they're strong. So with any family, you'll do whatever you can and whatever you have to provide for your children. And Brian is a combat veteran who was in Iraq and was shot 7 times. And so he's on disability, and our income and our resources are limited. And there became a need that we needed special formula for the kids. And it was very expensive, and we couldn't afford it, and the insurance wouldn't pay for it. And we were put in touch with the ForKidsFoundation. And without hesitation, they helped us. They were amazing. We were never made to feel like we were any less of a person for asking for help. Because I know that most people are like Brian and I, and we don't like to ask for help. But there comes a time where you have to at some point. But they were awesome.
They didn't make us feel, I was afraid they were gonna make me feel real low and like I couldn't support my kids. And they opened their arms and they were just, here, what do you need? And I couldn't ask for anything more from anybody. And I
think we filled out our paperwork, and the next day we got the phone call. Okay, meet us at Sam's Club at this time. And we got there, and she's like, okay, tell me what you need, it's yours. And then she took us over to Babies R Us, and they got them each a stroller. And I don't know if she was having more fun or if we were having more fun. She was shopping. It was really cute. But she made sure we had everything we needed. And I think the most important thing is that never once were we made to feel like bad parents because we couldn't support our kids, or that we needed help, or that we had done something wrong that put us in that position that we needed to ask for help, which was really important to us because it is hard to ask for help. Yeah. Especially when it's for your own kids.
Kelly and Brian, thank you for being the people that you are, the family that you are, and taking your time to share your story with our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you can do your part and help support the ForKidsFoundation by coming out to the club at Arrow Creek on Friday, June 2nd from 5 to 8 p.m. at our annual Wine and Cheese fundraiser. And you can get your tickets online at the ForKidsFoundation.org.
For more information on this guest or to see this show in its entirety, visit nvbusinesschronicles.com. While you're there, you can watch all of our past shows on the Chronicles page and stay connected with us by following us on our social media. Now more from Nevada Business Chronicles.
This incredible backdrop, Lake Tahoe, the site we're standing on, the upcoming site for the 11th annual Red, White, and Tahoe Blue. This is Brad Perry, board chair. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great to be here.
Real excited to share this upcoming event. And we are literally standing on the beach where it's going to start.
Yeah, fireworks will shoot off right behind us here. So.
Now this event, July 1st through 4th, has a lot of components and a lot of history. So if you wouldn't mind, start with the history of the Red, White, and Tahoe Blue.
Well, like you said, it's the 11th year. This is an all-volunteer community 4th of July celebration, and it has just been an incredible thing to be involved with. This is my second year with it, and it's just 4 days of pancake breakfasts and wonderful parade through downtown. Fireworks, our fireworks have actually been ranked as high as 6th in the nation from USA Travel. This is just a wonderful place to live and work, and we really see that on the 4th of July when this whole town comes together and just parties for 4 days.
You mentioned the fireworks. You actually put a barge out on the water, and you synchronize this to the music.
Yeah, so we're very fortunate. The past 2 years we've had a military group come up. Last year we had the Air National Guard Band of the West Coast. This year we have the Marine Band of San Diego, 45-piece military band in full concert dress on the main stage just that way on the Village Green. And so people can actually sit and watch that concert, and the military band is choreographed with the fireworks.
Synchronized fireworks, live music, military band, epic right there in itself. But it gets greater than even that. You talked about the community that comes out for this event.
Yeah.
If you haven't been here before, this is a must-do 4th of July event. So let's talk about the action-packed fun for 4 days.
Yeah, right on the Village Green, we have a 50-foot stage that's all open to the public, live entertainment, for 2 of the days with the beer gardens, food vendors, a community fair, craft fair, all that's going on the Village Green. And then for the parade, we have a kids bike parade. And if you've never seen this, it's great. See all these kids decorate their bikes, and they have their own parade right before there. So there's things like that. And then of course our veterans events are our signature for this event. We have over 6 different veterans events spread out over the 4 days, including a flag retirement right over here on the beach, a veterans pancake breakfast, and then the signature event that everyone looks forward to is right behind us, a pararescue demonstration. The folks from the Coast Guard come up and they actually do a rescue demonstration where they drop into the lake right behind us and save a person.
I love that this is more than just a 4th of July celebration. July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Yeah. It's a whole 4-day experience. And you were mentioning it's a community event, takes a community to put it on. You got a lot of businesses coming out to provide both services and things for sale. So let's talk about that and what it is that the community can do to help support this event.
Yeah, Incline Village has one of the highest concentrations of nonprofits in the area, and so one thing we love to do is collaborate with those nonprofits, and they're definitely in full force in the booth space, and they love to share with the community what they're doing, whether it's Pet Network or any of the many fine nonprofits. Local businesses, local restaurants are involved in the food booth area. A local business owner is doing the beer gardens. So we really just involve as many people from the community as we can.
So at this point, you're still looking for help creating this year's event. So let's talk about how people can get involved and come out and have a good time and support a great event.
This entire event is only possible from volunteers. It's an all-volunteer board. No one gets paid, but the entire thing happens because people come out and they volunteer and support and help it. And we really need those volunteers. It's becoming that time when we're looking for volunteers now. And there's a lot of variety of ways people can be involved. from anything from being involved with the stage. If you're a music lover, you can volunteer at the stage and hang out with the bands, and it doesn't have to be a task or something that's a lot of work. You can find something that you're interested in, that you love to do, whether it's kids with the kids activities, helping out on the bike parade, or maybe you're a little bit of a pyro and you want to help load fireworks onto the barge. I mean, there's so many different ways people can come and be a part of this and just help, and we are definitely looking for those volunteers right now. Yeah, the more volunteers that we get, then it kind of takes the burden off of the group, and you can come out and volunteer for something you're interested in, but also get to hang out and enjoy the rest of the event and not be, stuck doing something for all 4 days. So the more people we get involved, the better.
Some people will want to come out and volunteer,
Right.
and other people still want to contribute to the supporting this event so it continues. I mean, this is becoming cultural history here in Incline Village.
Yeah, well, it takes a village to put this on, and it's not just volunteers, but also just the financial support. This entire event comes from the generosity of the community. There's a lot of communities that have to fundraise for fireworks, but we take that to a whole nother level with free music for the public, the whole community fair and Village Green, and it does take a financial contributions to make that happen. So we are always looking for donors. Also, just of course, thanking the ones that have made this possible for the last 10 years. Last year's 10th anniversary was a huge success. But looking forward, we always want to involve more people, and are always looking for new donors as well.
To become a volunteer or to make a donation, visit the RedWhiteTahoeBlue.org. Brad Perry, board chair, thank you so much for putting this event on for our community.
My pleasure.
For more information on this guest or to see this show in its entirety, visit nvbusinesschronicles.com. While you're there, you can watch all of our past shows on the Chronicles page and stay connected with us by following us on our social media. Now more from Nevada Business Chronicles.
This is going to be one of the most important shows that we'll ever do for our community. It is a pleasure to introduce Carey Fuchs, the founder of Virtue Care. And first of all, thank you so much for allowing us to share what you do with our community.
Well, thank you, Mitch, for having me.
I want to start with, what is Virtue Care and how did you get your start?
Virtue Care is a virtual in-home care. It's a virtual concierge and companionship service, really.
What caused you to start Virtue Care?
My mother-in-law is alone. Her husband just passed away. She's from Japan and had lived here for 50 years, but had never really done anything on her own before. And so we had to start taking care of her and providing those needs for her. And she didn't want to go into an independent living, nor did she really need hands-on care. And I noticed there's a gap between the seniors that don't really need to go into the independent living and the in-home hands-on care. And I wanted to be able to fill that gap.
I understand that from a recent experience of my own. And you know this situation, but recently, after meeting you, I was very excited about introducing that option where family can't do it all and manage their own lives. Somebody doesn't need full-time in-home care, or they just want to remain in their own home. They don't want to go to someone else's facility.
Right.
And there's just a tremendous gap there that you fill. And so I went to call my mom to talk to her about your option. And she didn't answer the phone. And about an hour later, I went over to her house and found her on the floor. And 3 weeks later, she passed. And I just realized how close to getting that help we were. I wanted to make sure that other people had access to what you do. So let's talk about what you do and how you fill that gap, how you fill the void for somebody who is needing help somewhat regularly. I mean, one of the things that my mom struggled the most with was medications and when to take them and when they needed to be filled. And this is part of your service. So let's talk about what you do for people that need your services.
I provide medication reminders, daily wellness checks up to 3 times a day. I'm also available 24/7 if they need companionship throughout the evening. I also provide that stimulation, brain games, talking about their history, their life, which they really love, and exercises through the video chat technology. We also provide medication refills if they need their medication refilled on a routine basis and even delivered to their home. We provide those services on top of the daily medication reminders, making sure that they're taking their medications properly.
I'm guessing that my mom wasn't alone. She didn't want people to even think that she needed that help. She was afraid that her family would put her into a nursing home if she asked for help. And nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, providing her the ability to stay in her own home was always the goal. But I think there's a stigma around people asking for help because of those fears. How do you overcome that?
I provide those services privately for them if that's what they choose. Their family members, neighbors, no one has to know that they're actually getting these services. There's no one coming in and out of their homes 24/7. It's all done through technology and over the phone. So our professional team of virtual companions can be there 24/7 without anybody ever knowing that they're asking or they're needing that help.
I'm sure there are family members like myself that would have just loved that extra helping hand, ease the burden on them, and increase the services between their ability and their inabilities.
Mitch, your situation is so common. There are many elderly parents out there that don't want to leave their home or that can't afford independent living or in-home care. The families are feeling burdened. I can provide those resources and fill that gap for those families. Maybe they don't know where to start, where to turn first. I can show them what road to go down, what the first step is.
The first step is just knowing that there's another resource out there, an absolutely beautiful benefit to a family member, to, I think, between what they're capable of doing and what you do, to increase the value, the ability to take care of their family member, which is what they would want. But one of the interesting things is, as you mentioned, not at the expense of some of these privatized care.
For what it costs for you for a daily cup of gourmet coffee, we can be there for you and we can be there for your loved one.
I wished I met you one day sooner. I don't know what would have been possible for my mom, but I know that I don't want anyone else to wait one day to contact you. This is important. And what you do is a tremendous asset to our community. On behalf of our community, thank you so much for bringing this to Northern Nevada and being an innovator in technology. To get a hold of Carey Fuchs, you can find her on the internet at vchomecare.com. You can give her a call at 775-771-4449. Again, I can't thank you enough for offering this incredible service to Northern Nevada. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mitch.